Meanwhile, US exit polls indicate that voters disapprove of Donald Trump, and there's broad dissatisfaction with the current US president as we speak. US voters have also expressed concern about the state of the economy, and they are dissatisfied with Trump, and neither political party gets strong marks as per the latest details and the surveys that have been conducted. But let's begin right at the heart of it all. New York City, which, as I mentioned, a city known for its diversity, is now witnessing perhaps its most divided election in decades. And Natasha Esrani has been tracking all the action. She joins us live from New York at the moment. Natasha, currently it's being called the most divisive mayoral race in decades, yet the turnout seems to be at a 60-year high. Tell us, what's energizing New Yorkers and what's happening where you are currently?
Well, it seems that Zohran Mamdani has been energizing New Yorkers because this turnout, as you mentioned, has been huge. The early turnout was huge. Numbers today, polls still haven't closed. They're only going to close in less than half an hour here at 9 p.m. Eastern time in New York. We're still seeing all those people line up to vote. He's been really good at energizing young people. And talking about this being a diverse, very diverse city, we're actually joined now by Shekhar Krishnan, who's made history of his own, being the first Indian American ever elected to the city council in New York City history. Shekhar Krishnan is also up for re-election because there are a host of local and national elections all across the United States. Shekhar, you're up for re-election. You're watching Zohran Mamdani, who's likely, if he gets elected, the first Muslim mayor of the city and also the first Indian American. So what are you looking at tonight, and what does the diversity of tonight's electoral mean for you?
Oh, I think today is such an exciting day.
Right, we seem to have some trouble with that audio line. We'll just reconnect with Natasha Esrani in just a few moments from now. Meanwhile, Priyanka Deo also joins us live, capturing all the action that's unfolding in New York. Priyanka, Zohran Mamdani's campaign, it began as a sort of grassroots movement. We've seen young people, we've seen it grow exponentially digitally. It's been largely volunteer-driven. But on the ground, tell us, are there signs that this has become more than a mayoral contest? Perhaps a sort of generational shift in New York politics?
I don't know about that, but they did have 3 mayoral debates. Mamdani, what people noticed, including some of the voters, the younger voters and progressives that he energized, they noticed that he really couldn't answer any of the questions. One of the things he's been advocating for is freezing rent. When he was asked how, he really had no answer. One of the things that he's promised is free transportation in New York City. I have been to New York City multiple times. I have never experienced free transportation. I don't know how you would do that. So there's no mechanism to what he's promising. I think a lot of younger voters have realized that. I mean, it's a city with $100 billion budget and hundreds of thousands of employees. It's vastly different from serving in the state assembly, which is what he was doing before. So a lot of young people now also argue that while his vision from free buses to rent interventions to cheaper groceries, perhaps, or even free groceries, is bold and aspirational. I mean, who wouldn't want cheap prices, cheap rent in New York City, right? Everyone would want it. I'd probably move to New York City if that was the case. But it does raise real questions around feasibility and funding. And I think a lot of young people are now recognizing that, well, how exactly do you plan on doing that? How long is it going to take? So I think that realization has hit, especially after the mayoral debates, the last one of which happened last week. There's also concerns now around foreign policy positions and campaign finance disclosures that have come out since last week. Opponents, so Cuomo and Sliwa, have both said that this undermines trust with a lot of moderates and older voters as well, which it does. And I think he's struck a nerve with those that remember 9/11. I mean, I don't think the target the younger generations. They were not alive during 9/11, but there's a big portion of New York that was alive during 9/11. At least as children, they saw it, they witnessed it. It was a horrible tragedy that happened. I think it struck a nerve with the people that have been around since 9/11 that there may be an FBI investigation on him for siding with co-conspirators of 9/11 as well. So a lot of people have recognized that. That's out on the road. That's out on the street. So while he is bold, aspirational, we do need younger people in American politics. A lot of the kind of hows and whys and but maybes have come out. So we'll see what happens. It's really exciting.
Right. As always, Priyanka, thank you so much.